Let's talk about why you will quit Lost Ark. I know many people will laugh and brush it off and say, hey, I love this game. I put in hundreds of hours in the game. There's no way I will quit. However, one day you'll reach a point where you just won't feel like logging into the game and just eventually log off for good. A lot of players already know that once you start completing all your daily tasks on your main, as you keep playing, if you want to progress faster, you're going to play on your ults. And for every ult that you add, you increase the amount of time that you have to play each day. Little by little, you keep pushing one ult along further and further, and before you know it, you've cleared Punica for the 6th time, and all you hear is but for real, one day, the Lost Ark's repetitious loop will not feel fun to you anymore, and it'll feel more like a chore. It may not happen to you sooner, it may happen to you later, but this feeling right here is called burnout. It's not exclusive to Lost Ark, it can happen in any activity that you partake in. When you consume too much of one thing or partake in an activity for too long, it can actually be pretty bad for you. As a longtime MMO player, I want to give you guys some tips on how you can prevent burnout. Everyone's tolerance is a little bit different, so some players may burn out faster or slower, depending on what category you fall in. I'm definitely going to fall in the slower burnout category. I put in many hours into the game. I have multiple ults in tier 3. I continue to play day in, day out, no problem. But how do I stomach this repetition? Well, I'm going to give you some of the secrets to my success in gaming. I've been playing games for so long, and sometimes it's easy to overlook some of the easy stuff. So starting with number 1, when I'm doing my dailies and weeklies, I put on a show on my second monitor or a movie. It's as simple as that, right? You want to keep your mind focused elsewhere. For the most part, you can do your dailies, such as your chaos dungeons, your Una's tasks. You can definitely just put on a show and focus on that instead of focusing 100% of your attention on doing the Una's tasks or chaos dungeons. Chaos dungeons are really easy. By this point, you can do this from muscle memory. The mobs most likely won't kill you, and you can pretty much one-shot all these mobs. So doing all these tasks is really easy, and how I recommend you do this is that you do go through all your main characters and your alt characters, and you watch a whole bunch of shows, whatever content that you want to watch, and you do just your daily Una's tasks and chaos dungeons all together. Save out all your guardian raids for last, because guardian raids require more focus, more attention, and you can do those all in a block of time and then just knock them out and focus on it. If you watch a show while doing some of these tasks, it'll ease the burden. I know not everybody has a second monitor, but I'm pretty sure most of you guys have phones, right? But if you don't have a phone, a tablet, or even if you just use your single monitor, you can put on a podcast or a comedy show and just listen to that in the background. It'll help you get your minds off things, help make things more enjoyable, more bearable. The next tip I'm going to give you is that it's okay to skip a day, especially if you have many ults. I know many people don't like to use rest bonus in the game, but it's there for a reason. Rest bonus will really help you, especially if you're short on time and you want to play on a lot of characters. It'll help you level up your characters, even though you may not be getting 100% of the rewards. It's not a big deal because you're going to get a whole bunch of other materials from the events that they've been including in the game, such as the Super Express Missions Pass. They give you tons of rewards there, and it'll help you level up your characters really fast. There's going to be more that's going to be added throughout the game. So for the most part, don't always feel like you're going to be behind, because eventually you're going to get there. And at some point, even if people are min-maxing, doing everything efficient, completing all the quests, doing all their dailies, guardian raids, etc., at some point that person will most likely not create an ult on every single character slot that's available in the game. There's just way too many characters that you can create, and there's not even enough classes, I think, to fill up all the character slots. So at some point you're going to have to call it quits to the amount of ults that you want to play on and own. For my third tip, you should actually play multiple games. So having a second game or a third game handy once in a while will help you keep Lost Ark pretty interesting. Well, it works for me anyways. I play multiple games such as League, Valorant, Fortnite, Dead by Daylight. I don't play it every day, I don't play it every other day, maybe once in a while, an hour or two with a couple buddies. And for the most part, it keeps things refreshing, right? I still appreciate the games I play that's not Lost Ark, and I still appreciate playing Lost Ark when I go back to it. So it keeps things fresh in my mind. It's not going to work for everyone. Some people just get hooked and go back to their next game. But for the most part, I like to bounce between two games once in a while just to keep things fresh. For number 4, you should definitely ask yourself, why are you playing Lost Ark, and what is your motivation to play the game? First and foremost, you should definitely say that you're having fun with the game and you enjoy the game, right? Well, it's that, but you should also ask yourself, what is your motivation and what are you trying to achieve in Lost Ark? For myself, you can say, hey, this guy just creates content, that's why he's playing Lost Ark. But for the most part, content creation is just a hobby of mine. It's not my motivation to play the game. I would still be putting in many hours in playing Lost Ark because I truly enjoy the game. I've been eyeing this game ever since they first announced it, I think way back in like 2014 or something. It's been a long time since I heard about Lost Ark, and I waited till this day for it to finally come out. I really want to try out all the classes. I want to get better at the game. I want to try to raise my item levels on my characters, to try the endgame raids on the different classes. I want to get a whole bunch of gold for skins. You know, summer is coming around the corner, right? And fashion's the real endgame in any MMO. There's too many aspects of the game that I have yet to dabble in, and I want to dive deeper into stuff like PvP, try to climb up the rank ladder. But there's only so much time in the day, and there's only so much things that you can do. You know, something has to give, right? You have to either give up on one thing in order to achieve the other in Lost Ark. There's just so much content in the game, and it can be really easy to be overwhelmed. And, you know, is it grindy? Yes and no. Yes, in a way where it's only grindy as you make it out to be. Content will always be there, and it's up to you on when you want to experience it. If you're a day one type of person, well, I'm gonna have to tell you the truth. You're gonna be either forced to play or you're gonna have to swipe. There's really no getting around to it. It happens in most MMOs. You're gonna have to figure out which path that you want to be on. Most MMOs don't give you instant gratification, and you should definitely probably look at MMOs more of a journey that you're on. So you're gonna have to figure out what path that you want to choose. But hopefully some of these tips will help you out on your Lost Ark journey. Everyone's gonna burn out, whether it may be faster or slower, depending on the person, but there's a lot of content to come, so hopefully you don't burn out. I'm pretty excited about the next patches that are coming. It's a summer patch and also Vulcan coming out in the future. So I'm looking forward to that. That's pretty much it for me. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time in another video for Lost Ark. Peace.